What's going on, guys? We are back once again for another series review, and we are finally going to be talking about a show that I really miss watching. And I would say not just the characters, but the acting and everything was absolutely incredible. Which is, we're going to be talking about Grimm. If you guys have never watched Grimm, again, click off the video, go check this out. Now, again, you may see some familiar faces. One of them, of course, is Bitsy Toadslot, who is now in the CW Arrowverse, playing as Lois Lane. But she played in here as Nick Barkhart, who's played by David Gutali, as his wife now, or fiance wife. I can't remember how it started out, but the entirety of this show it's around Nick Barkhart, who is a detective with his partner Hank, and they are, of course, cops. And when all this goes on is where Nick, he starts seeing things. He can't understand what is going on with him, but then he slowly realizes that he has an ability to see creatures in human form and then see who they are from all the stories growing up, and then all the other things that go bump in the night. And this show exploded. I mean, this show really did explode. I think this was on NBC. I want to say it was on NBC or something like that. And this had a Once Upon a Time feel to it. And the reason why I say that is because throughout the show, you realize that, Nick, he becomes allies with all these different creatures. And, like almost like a werewolf. And then, one be like a dog, a bird, or a fox, or all these other creatures, or a banshee or something, that all these different characters come into affect Nick's life and his world. And he not only has to be a cop, he has to be a Grimm. And the Grimm would always keep peace between humanity and these creatures, and he'd have to kill them sometimes or whatever. But Nick would be a different Grimm. He wouldn't do what the old Grimms did. He would do things within the law. He would not do things outside the law unless it was fully necessary. And his aunt was one, and he does not know what happened to his parents. His parents was supposedly died in a car accident. And then we have other characters get introduced that have special abilities, powers that help him along the story, along the run. Teach him about what Grimms are, where they come from, what is their lineage, and all these other random things. Some of this goes back to the night days, and he tries to figure out exactly more about his lineage and who he is, and because his aunt wasn't able to explain to him a whole lot before she died. So again, it was hard for him to realize that, hey, you are more than what you actually know, that you're something come from a great lineage. And when we see this, it really goes into how he learns things from the so-called creatures that are supposed to be his enemies that later become his friends / family like to him. They become like family. They become best friends to him, and he protects them. He always gives them the advantage of, okay, I'm not going to do anything because I know you wouldn't do this. And it's a mix between, I would say, if you like anything, like I said, Buffy, Angel, Moonlight, anything, or Lucifer. This is pretty much another mixture of between a cop crime show to a supernatural ritualistic type of show, that if you enjoy anything that has to do with that, then obviously check this show out. It was a great show. It was on, I believe, for 6 or 7 seasons, and they ended it, I would say, on a good high note, but at the same time, it just felt kind of like wasted, like, oh man, I wish they would have kept going, or oh, I wish they would have done this, or oh, I wish they would have done that. And I could see this becoming, I don't know if it's a book series, but I could see this being a book series or getting a spinoff at some given time, due to the amount of love and support that this show had within its time. Now again, this is a little bit of an older show, so again, if you're not fully with it, that's perfectly fine, but at the same time, give it a chance, because it is, I would say, worth it to sit down and watch with your family or your friends and just enjoy it and have a few laughs, and also be able to have just a great story and be on the edge of your seat on some episodes. I mean, because there are some episodes where I'll be watching this with my family and we would be like, oh man, it would just be absolutely amazing. I mean, we would go, oh man, I can't believe this happened, or I can't believe this happened, or I can't believe that happened. And a lot of times we were sitting there and wondering, why is this going on? Or why is this happening? And some of the characters you're going to love, some of the characters you're going to despise, some of the characters you're going to hate. But again, it does happen. And I think that happens with every show. And, you know, story, writing, character development, and characters you're going to either love or hate or despise or root for. And there's all kinds of stuff that they put in here. And I think that over time, you know, this show, if it gets a reboot, I'll be very disappointed because I'm not sure if it's going to be as good as it was when I first watched it. But again, I think over time it will be I will say a treasure. I'm going to use that word. I think it's going to be a treasure that they finally have a chance to show different shows that have been off and on throughout Lifetime, man. I mean, I think there are certain shows that, you know, a lot of people overlook, and I could say the same thing. There's shows out there that I probably have overlooked time and time again, to where I could be like, man, I should have watched this, or, you know, and that's happening now. There's shows that I know I've watched within the last couple of years that I never watched, and I'm like, man, I should have watched this, and I never gave it a chance. And some shows, you know, over time, you either grow out of or you grow into. There's certain shows over time you're like, man, I should have watched this, or man, I should have gave this a chance. And that happens. And again, if this is, you know, if this helps you guys come out and, you know, hey man, you know, thanks for checking this out, then great. You know, there's more shows out there that us as a community can watch, and also say, hey, you know, thank you for the suggestion and thank you for this. And it's just over time. Like I said, if you guys like it, great. If not, that's fine too. We all have different things at the end of the day that, you know, we're going to enjoy, that we're not going to enjoy, and that we want to be able to, you know, talk about. And again, that should happen within any community. And again, if you watched Grimm, let me know who your favorite character was. If not, then let me know who your least favorite character was. What you like about it, what you dislike about it. Let me know if you guys like it. Go check it out. Go buy it on DVD. Go try to see if you can watch it online somewhere. I think there's a way you can. But either way, let me know what you guys think about it down in the comments down below. And I'll be seeing you guys as always on the next one.